engage on Jax. Instead, now they're picking up the Killjoy, which absolutely makes sense as Killjoy is a staple of this map Ascent here. And I'm excited to see that Killjoy pick because in the SJSU match that we were watching earlier, Green or EE couldn't really find their footing holding that B site. They were doing their best to hold Speedway, but things never came in their favor, so we couldn't see a whole lot of that Killjoy gameplay. And I hope that here in this match, we're going to see a little bit more of that because I think Sentinels deserve a little bit of that limelight. Bowser, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, so it's very interesting to see. Obey is actually not going to go for that double info comp. They've got the Sova, they've got Astra, but they're going to go the route of the double duelist with Sujay on the Reyna and Super Monkey on the Jet. So the Jets are going to be a lot of focus here with the Operator probably going to be coming out into this match. And if you look right now, it does seem like Obey Alliance are going to be leaning towards a 4B take with the Reyna lurking to hold the A position here.
Here we see everything lined up. Double aggression here in the B main. Who's going to get caught first and what's the damage that's going to go out? I actually like the placement of that turret to kind of zone off anyone from the defensive side moving forward. Seeker's kind of denied, but they're going to move forward regardless. A flash is going to give a little bit of information, and Black Moose is completely unsuspecting, even so, able to land the kill onto Yuki. That's going to be their first blood in the favor of Obey Alliance. Moving forward into the A site, we see Super Monkey dashing on in, stopped and slowed by a turret, and Jax in the back of the site is going to try their very hardest to play their life. They peek through and find the kill, a classic right click for the headshot onto Monkey, and they get a ton of damage onto Moose, a second kill onto Soba. Finally, Jax is taken down by Sujay, and Black Moose is here ready to pick up the spike, and we're going to hit post plant in a few seconds.
Yeah, Obey Alliance onto the site here, but Black Moose, not a lot of HP to work with. No heal from a Sky because they don't have one here, and only a Reyna. Black Moose starts to get broken. Solnate wish, and so Sujay instantly turns. Tries to get some wall bangs here, and Sujay tucks. Black Moose tries to peek off, and this is just perfect play from Obey Alliance. That's how you fight as a team. Sworn's flanking all the way around as well. They were taking turns peeking from Dice, Gen, and then the flank comes around and kills him. Jax doing the absolute best as possible to hold on to the site as long as he can. All the damage that round was actually from Jax there. The right click onto Black Moose, and then a kill onto the Astra player as well. Jax did a great job anchoring that site, but not enough from the rest of the team there to hold it down.
And here we go, getting Obey in the positioning of the A. The spike carrier moving over towards the B. And we're going to see a little bit of an awkward play here where Sultanate gets spotted and Gravity Well deciding to move away completely from the area with their Tailwind. And then they're just going to reposition close up with a classic. I like this stacking position, but again, Obey Alliance is a lot smarter than to walk into a completely stacked site. So they're going to go ahead and rotate through B main where Super Monkey is moving on up and creating space for them in a little bit of a safer manner. And because they didn't rotate through mid at all, Jax has not spotted a single thing.
Oh, is going to find one in the back of Super Monkey as Super Monkey dashes his onto the switch. Jax is going to come through the smoke of Market and kill one onto Soba, but those are also just traded back by Obey. Obey's space is so good on these trades. Black Moose is going to find one, not flashed by that guiding light, and that smoke's going to come through, and Sujay with some very clean taps at the very end closes out the rest of that round. No anti.
Man, that Vandal. Yeah, a risky buy, but paid off nonetheless, Bowser.
For sure. Sujay always liking to buy that Vandal on the second round. I believe someone else did on Obey as well in the previous match on Bind, but this time around we don't see any judges. I think the judges safely put away back onto the shelf as they don't think that it's quite as strong on this map or respect their opponents a little bit more.
I definitely agree with the sentiment that the judge is not as strong. The Guardian, on the other hand, seems to be a lethal weapon, at least in the hands of Yuki. That's a clean pick there for Seekers, and that's going to slow down things a lot and definitely get in the way of the post plant for Obey Alliance.
Yuki sending that Tasmanian Trailblazer down cat. It's gonna get instantly broken, but spots out information. Nice paranoia coming through there, and Sultanate's gonna find that one. Obey, Sujay trades back, and Black Moose trades once more, and Sultanate refrags as well, and has a spike in hand. Gonna pick up the Phantom here, 3v2 on the side of Seekers.
Sujay and Super Monkey back to back, trying their best to keep this spike secured, and then moving back onwards to the site. But it seems that actually we're going to see Sujay moving forward past it and trying to fight mid. I'm not exactly sure what the purpose is. Perhaps it is to take ground. Bowser, what is the movement here?
Yeah, these are really weird positionings, but Obey should be able to collapse onto this Killjoy here, and Super Monkey's positioning is unknown. Super Monkey needs to get first contact here. After Super Monkey gets contact, they need to regroup as much as possible. So there it is. Super Monkey getting that first kill onto Jax, but the regroup doesn't come out first. Super Monkey is now left in the 1v2.
Oh, he needs to get that spike, but no, the movement is just going to not work in his favor. He's able to find Sultanate. It's just not enough time to pick up the final kill. So he's going to, you know, maybe receive 200 credits from that spike plant, but it's a lost round for them.
Yeah, that was very tough if you're Obey to win that round. It's very difficult when put in the position to come up with what the perfect play is there. And they almost had it. They had the formula there. Super Monkey gets first contact because the positioning is unknown. And then once Super Monkey's positioning is revealed, you gotta regroup and try to fight that 2v1s and the 2v2s together there. And not able to regroup as they're picked off one by one. And then it's just not enough time to plant that spike.
Target destroyed.
Swarn's taking a large amount of chip damage there from the shock dart. Is not going to look good, and with no Sage on that team, it's not going to be looking for a heal, but that's okay. He's going to find someone before he dies. Drops down to 10 HP, but that's all the better. He can now bait confidently for his team. He moves forward. And here we see Jax in a position to try and make the trade, and he does not one but two. Again, Swarn's being low HP earlier is going to come back to bite him now. And although Black Moose is able to even up the numbers, we see a lot of information going out in the mid. And this Yuki here is going to come out on top. A little bit awkward there with the tailwind by Super Monkey to dodge away, but it's just not quite enough to throw Yuki off their aim.
Once again, Sujay's lurked up in a very advanced position onto A side, so Black Moose should be able to plant for Sujay here, and Sujay might even get a free kill, but does get dinked in return. And so now it's a tough situation becomes even tougher. 2v3 here, and Sujay sitting on 1 HP, but Black Moose finds the tap onto Yuki.
This post-plan scenario, Cyborg with an amazing timing with the Spectre is going to take out Sujay, and Black Moose is going to try to follow up by getting a position that they are not expecting. And if he gets onto Heaven here, gets that timing, he may just full well be set up for a win, but no, can't get up fast enough. Someone is sticking that spike. Black Moose, your timing is impeccable. You're able to find one, but unfortunately, Scarecrow is not going to stand still. He gets off that spike, lands the shot, and secures the round for Seekers. We're moving 2-2 into round 5, and this is the most even early game that we've seen, Bowser. We've seen a lot of 3-0s today, a lot of 4-1s, but now this is one of the first few 2-2s in the bracket.
Yeah, Obey there had a chance to try to bring that one up there. Black Moose with the Hunter's Fury. I was wondering if he was going to go for it, but I don't think Black Moose thought it was a situation where he could clutch that one out with just the Hunter's Fury alone, especially with the timing on everything. So very interesting, but well played there by Seekers in the 2v1. Able to get off the spike to get that trade. Could have been very, very scary if Black Moose gets the double headshot and carries over the Hunter's Fury to the next round.
Speaking of scary, let's talk about these positions down mid by Obey Alliance. They're just ready to take a fight wherever they can pick one. And it's actually Seekers who's going to just let mid roam free. They're going to run up all the way to the tree room. And here's Cyborg here boosted on the cement blocks, ready to take whatever fights come his way. And Super Monkey who goes down first, but Soba is quick on the refrag. That's a Sheriff into Cyborg's body. And Sujay is taking up a main, so now it's the matter of Jax staying alive in hell, which he does, makes himself good for one, but again, Sujay up in the A main has that angle for the Jax who decides to peek. And although Scarecrow here is in a position to wallbang, He might not be able to secure the kill. No, he does. Sujay falls. Soba again with the refrag. He's being good for 2 in this round, and it's a 2v2 situation here. Soba good for 3, knocks the count down. Both of these players here on Obey Alliance extremely low. Sultanate just needs to land a couple of wall bangs, and they'll be absolutely clean.
Blocking sight.
Both cross-fired on the side of Jen. Sultanate spots one towards him. Shoots through the smoke, expecting Soba to boost up there. Now the spike is down in a very awkward position. It's just a 1v1 here. Sultanate with the knives goes for the fake off draft. Spots, gets tagged though. 27 HP left, and it's now down to 6 seconds. Swarns is going to fake tap once, knows he's off, sees the head, and that's going to be enough. And Sultanate's just going to back off and win that round out for Seekers. So close there.
Oh, a little bit of icing on the cake there for Sultanate to get that nice knife headshot right there. And we're looking here at Scarecrow's play as well as Sultanate from Heaven. Heaven control is absolutely pivotal for the retake of A, and definitely Seekers was using that to their utmost.
Yeah, for sure. And now we're going to be heading into another gun round where Seekers are still going to be rough on the eco. 1 Guardian and 2 Spectres coming out. So we'll see how Obey play this one out. And it looks like they're going to go for a heavy execute onto the A site.
You should run.
Here we see that lockdown being dropped. The timer's ticking away. And these players are patient. They're not your average rush in at 3 seconds. Unless you're the opposing team. Sultanate says, hey, I know what's going on here. And I'm not going to let it go through just for free. He might be detained, but hey, he did his job. The thing is, will his team be able to follow it up? Seekers here now 3 for 3. They got the initial 2 picks, but aren't able to get any more until this Cosmic Divide goes down. They're waiting patiently to go for this retake. And there's a lockdown of their own. Bowser, take us in.
Hunter's Fury is going to be used to try to cancel out this lockdown, but it's not going to be enough. And this lockdown is going to activate here, and their Obey Super Monkey is stuck on site, and that's just going to be an easy cleanup as Scarecrow gets one, and the other's just detained for Jax to finish off. 4-2. Seekers being up. Not what we expected from this match at all.
Not at all. I mean, perhaps we can look at it the other way. We were worried about the mental, the fatigue, but maybe it just keeps them warm. I mean, on the opposite side, we could say Obey Alliance was waiting a decent amount of time for their match. That perhaps they fell out of it, but it's only 4-2. We don't want to make any final decisions yet. We just got to point out that the economy is in a pretty even place, and I feel like whoever wins this round opens up a second round win for themselves. And if it's Obey Alliance that takes it, I'm sure they would love to even up the round score.
Looks like they're going to try to go for a 5A play once again, and that recon dart's going to scan too. Instant Hunter's Fury coming out from the side of Scarecrow, and that's going to be a trade frag from both sides as well. A headshot coming through into a trade. Obey Super Monkey's going to find an entry onto Cyborg as well, and they're going to get into the tree room positioning. Scarecrow, the solo anchor so far. The rest of the team starting to rotate over towards Heaven. If Scarecrow can stall long enough to get Jax over to him, then there could be something done, but that's going to be Scarecrow not even finding one, and now it's a 4v2 situation. Very tough retake for the side of Seekers.
They got information, they got Sentinel lockdown potential, but not the lockdown ultimate, and at that kind of an angle, Jax is just going to be spotted very early on. A jiggle not really going as intended by Jax. Yuki is going to get a little bit of information with that guiding light, but it's not going to be enough to guide him to victory because Swarns is going to jump up on that headshot box, land the headshot, and take away the round. Obey Alliance, as I said, in a position now to move forward economically to even take a 4th round win for themselves. They closed the round gap yet again. Like I said, we couldn't make a decision earlier on, and it looks like the teams are proving us right, Bowser. We're not going to see this game lean either way too strongly as of yet.
Yeah, and this round here is Obey's round to lose. They've got 5 rifles against 1 Sheriff, 1 Marshal, and 2 Spectres. So the ideal play here would probably be to group and trade as effectively as possible because of the superior weaponry you have. And Seekers are going to do something interesting here. They're going to try to walk down mid and get a lot of early information.
I killed him.
Soba punishing that walk up the cat, and Yuki just left pinned. Super Monkey coming up to clean up that angle as well, and Sworns moving up as fast as they can with the picks that they got. Jax is going to get one, but Sujay, although they fall, will be avenged by Sworns, a sworn enemy of Jax. The Killjoy mains going at each other, throat, neck, and blades. We see Scarecrow here positioned in the spawn. What more to be done with a Marshal in hand? But try to at least get a headshot here and there. It's not necessarily a useless weapon, but definitely not the one he prefers. And when he gets spotted like that by the turret, he's just forced to give away his position. Look at these floating shots going out. A shot through the smoke is going to kill Super Monkey, but it's not enough. Sworns again. Going to be good for not just 2, but 3 as Cyborg falls to his weapon as well. As predicted, it's the 4-4 by Obey Alliance.
Yeah, and now this is the moment that could be the momentum swinging round. So if Obey win another one here, they'll go back to Eco, and that's going to propel them forward. So this round is very pivotal and very important. I want to see the teams play the middle of the map a little bit more just to get the quicker rotations. Like we saw earlier on one of those specific teams, they were playing the mid area well and rotating fast through it, and that gave them access to a lot more, to the sites a lot faster.
Super Monkey's line of sight cut off with the smoke, and you know he decides he wants to sit in it for a little bit. He's got to take some time to think. And in the meantime, we're moving over to Yuki's perspective, where we see the guiding light come out, but the drone is going to go ahead and spot nothing, so he opts to put it away. We're not going to be wasting any utility today on the side of Seekers. Obey Alliance positioned towards a very heavy A, but they're being stalled out. The nanostorms come out by Jax, and it's going to be a difficult entry. The tailwind by Super Monkey is going to get him deeper into this site, but Jax in hell has a great position to take care of anyone going into the generator. Super Monkey is going very aggressively, and he might just catch someone here on the reload. He does. Sultanate falls, and Jax as well, so the A site is secure for Obey Alliance.
Yeah, and that was just, Seekers had all the information in the world, but they didn't have the setup on the A site to hold the entire squad of Obey coming in, and that's going to be the save call from Seekers. Obey should try to trace down these guns if possible, and there's Cyborg being dropped. Super Monkey still going for it, Scarecrow running for his life.
He needs his gun. And I think it's a smart move to save here to try to make something happen, because a hero buy may come through, perhaps supporting 2 to 3 guns, and taking off 1 from Sworns is even better for him. So this possibility for the next round is what we're playing towards. No, Sujay kills that dream before it comes alive, and another tactical WSing to cancel the spray for the next round. A little bit of a ritual we see there.
Yes, exactly what that was. And once again, it's just Seekers don't have the defense set up there. They had 1 towards Hell, 1 towards Heaven, but they don't fight together, and the Heaven player has to fall back, and that just leaves Jax alone on the site. And relying on Jax to get 3 or 4 there in that position is very, very tough, especially with no utility, since everything was trying to be used for stall. And this is a very hard setup from Seekers that are going to take heavy mid control.
Here comes that lockdown. Things are ticking away, and we're seeing a very similar take to it that we saw earlier when the lockdown was available. Super Monkey coming in very hot onto the Heaven. He wants that Heaven control that we mentioned was so important earlier, but Scarecrow is a Deagle Demon. Oh boy, talk about timing. Soba is able to find Cyborg's head. Ladies and gentlemen, let this be a lesson to clear all of your corners.
Yeah, Black Moose stuck under Hell. This Cosmic Divide separating, and it's just Soba trying to make an individual play there, and Sworn's helping out a little bit as well. And that brings Obey Alliance up 6-4, so pretty dominant stuff from Obey there. Cyborg not clearing the corner in the highlight reel, most unfortunate. Soba winning this one out, and this is just an anti-eco as well, so not really that crazy of a round and nothing too special. Obey seeing the aggressive mid push, respond by taking a fast. So very textbook stuff, but this is the round to watch out for. Does Sultanate go for the Operator? Nope, Ops just go for the Vandal, and just some basic textbook stuff we're going to see this round as well.
And I'm really surprised neither team is opting for the operator here, because I feel like it'd be a very strong tool to just take control of a mid that we're seeing is constantly being used for rotations round after round.
Now, Obey Alliance taking control of mid this round and not Seekers. They're going to have full cat control and nothing towards mid yet. They also know that no one's pushed through the B main because of the KJ turret. Scarecrow, Hunter's Fury gets a tag but no kill. Sujay very low now. There comes the Astra smoke, and Obey Super Monkey has lurked into a very deep position in mid. Salt Nate finishes off that low Sujay there. Dashes away safely. Cyborg picking Swarns on the other side of the map, trying to make a solo hero play through the B main smoke as well. And Yuki now is going to try to make an aggressive play. Gonna get picked up by Super Monkey. Salt Nate with a big 3k killing off Soba and Black Moose as well. And now it's just a 1v4 for Super.
Oh, and what an angle to take for Sultanate to kick everything off, end it with a 4K. But I gotta point out that little micro play by Super Monkey here. When he gets stunned, he gets concussed, and then absolutely flashed. But no, actually preemptively turns away and then flicks back based off of the sound cue. Of course, Sultanate is going to come out on top as the Jet player with more frags in that round. But I really liked that micro play, and I just wanted to point it out.
Yeah, very cool stuff here. Bay Alliance and Seekers very neck and neck, but I do still want to give the edge to Bay Alliance because of the fact that their defense setups are generally a little bit stronger. Nice trade there by Sultanate, or entry by Sultanate, and Sujay with the trade. The drone's going to spot out Scarecrow, but Scarecrow does not get killed there. Very good play there by the side of Scarecrow, and still though, Obey is going to get access to this B site. Nano Swarm to try to stall, but
Last player standing. Spike down.
comes through. Scarecrow gets another. And now it's just Obey Alliance and the 1v3 Seekers, finding a perfect timing to flash through before the Nano Swarm goes off there. And now it's going to be very tough if Swarns wants to win this when all exits being held. Recon Dart is also going to spot out Swarns. One more Nano Swarm to go, and the Alarm Bot as well. Seekers are not giving Swarns any room to work with here.
Oh, that jumping shot off of Yuki, who goes in for the flash, and then a quick flick over to Jax, turning this into a 1v1, and still Swarns with full health and armor, using the Alarm Bot to try to create some sort of information for himself. But now we're seeing a whole lot of patient plays. With 20 seconds left on the clock, Swarns does not have many options to work with. He moves up for a fight, gets a little bit of damage off to force respect. And even on top of it, does not get spotted by this recon bolt. So he has a lot of space to work with.
And Swarns is going to try to go for this boathouse wrap. Has the lockdown to work with too. Knifes out towards lane as the lockdown falls. And he's going to be so aware that this player is going to be pushed out on the other side. Comes around lane there and Obey Swarns. A 1v3 clutch to finish off the first half of this match. Let's watch that one again.
An absolute flash again. That's where Yuki gets absolutely punished for taking up that angle. This is where you have to study up on Ascent and know what people in the back site can see. And I think it's that opportunity given to Swarns which really turned everything around. Even if it were just a 2v1, things would have still been heavily in the Seekers' favor, but no. That little bit of just map knowledge in the hands of Swarns turns everything around. Obey Alliance up 7-5, but we can see where this pistol round goes. It's going to swing the momentum of this half very heavily. These teams are neck and neck. Seekers would love to pick up the pistol round, move forward with the anti-eco, and even it up 7-7.
Alright, let's look at the defensive setup for Obey Alliance. A heavy lane setup for the Killjoy Swarns, and they're gonna go for what looks like an A split? Or could be an A fake. That Omen Smokes might expire before the Killjoy even reaches there, so not going to be able to cross as one of the players unless no one's going to spot for the cross. There it is. The smoke drops. Super Monkey, does he go for this peak?
No, it seems we're seeing a lot of slow, patient movements from both sides. And this is the kind of time where I think both teams, it can be said, both teams recognize just how important this round is. The absolute patience by both sides, defense not moving at all from their positions, not trying to give up anything early, and attack to quietly group up. And now bursting out like lightning, it's Sulfanate, but he gets taken out easily, quickly and swiftly. Obey Black Moose picking up 2, and although Yuki was good for 1, it's not enough. Scarecrow taken out through the smoke. It is the Sova, Obey, Black Moose that comes out on top for this round, stopping the push of Seekers in their tracks, keeping them, turning them from Seekers into the Seekin. And they're going to go ahead and be down in this economy moving into the 14th round.
Yeah, this is where I think Obey are the strongest. Their defense rotations are so good. Their ability to find that information and then position their players in an optimal play where they can play off each other and take team fights rather than solo fights is where they really actually shine. And I think we're going to be seeing it on the second half of this map.
Presence coming out, arrows moving, given a little bit of information is procced out. Sujay is forced off what it would be a more traditional angle and instead gets closer to the lever. But the information, the footsteps on tree is going to be just what Obey needs to push into A main with confidence. A full flash, but not enough to stop a 2 versus 1 scenario. They repick into tree to confirm their suspicions that players are moving up cat, and Sujay picks off Cyborg with Soba picking up Scarecrow as well. Super Monkey does fall a little bit earlier, but it's a-okay because his team is absolutely sweeping the rest of Seekers 9-5. It's a 4-round gap, and we're moving into the first buy round of this half.
Yeah, great play there from Obey. They realized it was going to be a heavy push towards tree, and so their response was to instantly take A main, and lucky enough, just a solo Sky there, and they go in, clean up that kill, and a timeout going to be called and taken here from Seekers. Very smart decision, as they really need this round, because if they don't, their economy is going to be in the drain, and Obey are going to be flourishing with all the new upgrades they have. So they really need to find a way to break down these Obey rotations, as they haven't been using their utility well enough and stopping those, making awkward positions for Obey to fight, and they're always in positions that they're able to fight and play together.
It is the art of finding the opponent's rhythm and breaking it. It's something we see not in just high-level Valorant, but anything that you're going to take to a high level in terms of competition. It's something we see not just in Valorant, but it's cousins, CSGO, and Overwatch. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to look at the tactics and what's available to Seekers, just as you say. Hopefully they discussed well what it is that they need to do. It is a dangerous round having 2 players on the light shield, and with no ultimates secured, it's not necessarily a round that's in their favor just because they have higher equipment in terms of the rifles.
Yeah, so Scarecrow probably had to invest in an Aldrone and not able to buy a full shield because of that, but we'll see what they end up doing. Very strong turret, strong aggressive A main push, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade in that position. That's going to be a gun upgrade for one of the players on the Obey side. They're going to try and invest the Aldrone to secure it as well. That should be enough.
But we're actually seeing Presence move on over to the B side. A drone is going to go ahead and get information on the back of the site, but Jax is stopped because of the concussed by Soba, and a gravity well is going to make even more time. Sworn's in the back of the site is spotted, but he's in a position to take a pretty decent fight. He's got 17 bullets in this mag. Can he make some magic happen? No. Both him and his buddy Soba fall, and although Obey Black Moose is able to pick up a kill, Super Monkey falls. It's a 1v3 situation, but 2 guns out of the hands of Seekers is not bad. If Black Moose is able to make it a third, then we might just find them set up to win round 15 instead of here in round 14. Excuse me, 16 instead of 15.
Black Moose makes his way onto the site. Dart into backside. It's going to make him aware that there's at least 1 player there, but Cyborg just cleans that one up really quickly, and 6-9 is the scoreline now for Seekers. They obtained the round that they really needed to stay in this game, as Obey now are going to be put onto the rifles. 1 more could do it still and put them into the final stretch of 10-6, but not just yet, as we have to go through and see what's going to be the play. And just like we said, Super Monkey in decision right now of whether or not to grab that operator or not, and I say he should.
And I like it. I like to see it, and I want to know what kind of havoc he'll wreak with it. He's peeking out a mid here, but it just doesn't look like anyone is there to meet his crosshairs, which is really unfortunate. But it does also mean he can reposition it and turn into a menace elsewhere on the map. And we're seeing him do exactly that here on the minimap, rotating over to the A side, playing Heaven. On the side of Seekers, we're seeing a lot of a B-heavy execute. The spike is also left there in the B lobby, and I think they're simply waiting for noise to be made at A.
Yeah, Yuki and another player here trying to sell a fake, but Obey Super Monkey's posted on this angle, so they're going to need to do a little bit more than that to sell the fake, and they're not going to do enough as Sultanate's going to get dropped by Super Monkey, and the Nebula instantly popped. Good communication there from the side of Obey. They're not here to play around. Their setups are perfect here. 3 towards the side of B, so it's still going to be a hard execute.
Your trail.
Alright, we see the Seekers come out by Yuki on the side of Seekers. The Seekers using the Seekers, and Soba here on stairs is going to be blinded. So finally we'll see that send that we've been being set up for over on the B main. But Sujay is going to stop it in its tracks. It's a headshot onto Cyborg, moves out into a safer position, and then is ready for another fight. Scarecrow is able to find Black Moose for some Soba difference. And he's going to find 2 onto Soba as well. Yuki getting a pick is going to even things up, and Obey Alliance are 2 for 2. We just need to get onto the site. Oh, forget about it. Yuki is just going to have the best spray of his life to secure a round, bringing Seekers up 7-9.
Yeah, and what looked to be Obey Super Monkey opening up that round and Obey winning this round becomes somehow a winnable position as Seekers just executing onto that site, and Yuki with the huge double kill at the end to finish that one off was quite amazing. Well, I think what needed to happen there for Obey is that the positions of the 3 players have to be more leaning towards the site of B rather than in the area of spawn and market and stairs, because those positions are very often cleared out. And as I say that, Sultanate opens up this round with the headshot onto Swords.
Sujay trying to find a little bit of presence out onto the top mid. Instead, he's met with a turret. He thought he met KO there for a second, but no, it's got 2 legs and it's half his size, so really unfortunate that he can't shoot anything that is an agent. He's going to move back over, trying to find B tiles at least to make sure no one is there late lurking, and is going to be timing because Yuki is going to be able to move up and hold mid control for this A push. And although he goes for the clear, we might yet again see a fight being missed out on.
Yeah, Obey here is just going to try to get as many exit frags as possible. There's not going to be much they can do on this retake with the amount of weaponry as well as the utility that they have here. And Seeker should be walking away with this round very handedly with that good 8-9 scoreline. Nice Nano Swarm to stall off the push. Sujay does secure one onto Sultanate, and that's going to help out a little bit on the economy, but the rest is just cleaned up so easily by Cyborg. 1 tap, 2 tap in the head, and 8-9 is the scoreline. This one's going to go to the final stretch.
We came out of the pistol rounds 9-5, and Seeker said, listen, we're not too comfortable with that kind of a scoreline. We're going to even it back up again. And I think they're establishing their identity. They have established their identity as the comeback kings. I mean, 13-11 against Godset, 14-12 against Texas A&M. And now coming back from a 4-round deficit, can they bring this out of their pocket? I know you said Obey is favored here, but look at this absolute momentum and patience from the side of Seekers.
Yeah, Operator's going to get spotted towards mid. Yuki's going to try to flash through and Obey. Sujay's going to turn, instantly dismisses away and gets to Sub Rosa. Super Monkey not able to provide the cover fire needed, and Scarecrow is going to be able to trade back onto Sujay because of that.
And what a way to trade back, none other than the Shock Dart as well. What a way to die. Super Monkey now giving up a little bit of territory there in the mid arches, but is holding the entryway into market. He wants to keep that under control because he's only got a buddy on B main holding there solo. And so it's only the A side that is really double stacked on. And we need Obey Alliance, if they want to pick up this round, to just patiently play the crossfire onto A main, realizing that there's no one up the catwalk, and it is Super Monkey that gives them exactly that information.
Bomb grenade out. Spike down.
Lawrence,
A.
with the really cheeky setup, is going to get Cyborg. And now still in this held position, should be able to catch 2. Catches 1, and Soba swinging heaven gets the other. Obey Alliance with a nice defense setup. Puts them up 10-8.
My apologies to Seekers. I started talking about like a comeback and stuff, and then I think the caster's curse kicked in. So personal apologies, you know, to that team. But, you know, they're coming back. They got the arsenal that they want. They picked up rifles, you know. It wasn't a big eco round for them anyways. And they're going to kick it forward. Round 19, we're moving in with 3 ultimates for the side of Obey here on the defense, but Hunter's Fury being the most notable of the 3.
And for the first time in this broadcast, we're going to see the most fun gun in the game being used, the Odin, making an appearance here on the B main control side of Ascent, while at the same time Seekers are going to try to take some mid control.
Recon Bolt destroyed, but the first hit gets to go out, and so a little bit of information comes through since it gets destroyed. Swarns is going to find that first pick on the defense yet again. Yuki falls, and that's a couple of flashes down. No blinds, no flashes available, just the blind there for the Omen. And Seekers is seeking for a way to get into the B site, but I think Cyborg, realizing just how much utility is there, is trying to communicate to his team that A might just be a better call.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about Sujay and Swarn's positioning here. They're both set up for 2 separate 1v1s. I think in this area, Swarns and Sujay both need to be in B main or like switching logs instead, because this could be an isolated 1v1, but I do think the turret does get first contact for Sujay to swing off of, so this could be a nice play for Swarns to come back over as soon as the turret gets contact, but we'll see what happens here with 20 seconds to go.
Turret gets immediately destroyed, and we see Sultanate try to pop out as quickly as possible, but Sujay is still good for one on that angle. It's Jax who's going to get rid of Sujay, and although he's able to move forward onto the site and kill Swarns, things might prove to be a little bit difficult because he's being fired upon with the Hunter's Fury. And there, down he goes. Scarecrow is the one opting to plant the spike, and an Operator resounds, still there here for the side of Obey. And they move forward with these expensive firearms. The Operator finding a kill. Cyborg through the wall is able to try to even things up just a little bit before he falls. Scarecrow in the 1 versus 2 is able to turn it into a 1 versus 1. And Super Monkey still holding this Operator.
Revealing area.
Monkey finds the angle, 1 HP on Scarecrow. Does he know he got the tag there? And the classic comes out, but Super Monkey's not able to clutch that one out. Scarecrow with a big play to clutch out that round and bring Seekers and keep them into this game.
It's 1 HP in a dream. That's all you need. Classic really just not working in the favor of Sultanate there, right? And just look at how beautifully Scarecrow navigates this site with his Recon Bolt, peeking everything against Super Monkey, just turning things into his favor by keeping the enemy off balance. Operators are not amazing at a retake, and when you're forced into a 1v1 with them, missing that shot in the way that Super Monkey does is detrimental.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that that round was definitely because of Swarns and Sujay not being able to play together. They played 2 separate 1v1s, and it didn't matter that Sujay gets one because it was immediately traded back, not even able to given time to dismiss there. If both of them were in B main, I wonder how that round could have gone differently for Obey.
Definitely would have been able to pick up a few more kills with that kind of intense crossfire, and I feel like we're kind of seeing that pattern again and again by Obey here. Again, separated from the 1v1s. Black Moose here stuck onto the site. He's going to go for these shock darts to try to get a little bit of chip damage. Does it go off? A little bit of damage goes off on to Seekers, Killjoy, and Sova. And so too does the lockdown get placed by the side of Seekers, so we're seeing their attempt to zone off B completely.
Blocking sight.
Lockdown's gonna activate and the paranoia being used. Dash instantly to get them onto the site now. And I wonder if Obey's gonna try to run through the smoke on a flash push. Flash comes perfectly from Yuki and he clears out that smoke, and Yuki is now able to fall back to site. Now Super Monkey has a gun and has the knives ready to pop. No updrafts, just a tailwind to use. Sultanate holding this very close angle on lane. Decides to drop Dragon and try to fall back to the back site, but Scarecrow with the Hunter's Fury gets the kill onto Sujay as well. Super Monkey with a quick tap onto Cyborg's head, and the defender Killjoy lockdown's gonna come through. The whiff on the right click, and Obey are looking poised to win this round. And there it is, Super Monkey cleaning up the last kill onto Yuki, and the lockdown, the key piece of utility to win them that round there.
Was that important?
What an absolute play to see this up trap. Look at this. Scarecrow lands a kill, but then that ult gets, I think, canceled. And so unable to really do anything about the situation against Obey and the oncoming onslaught of players. Looking at this scoreboard, looking at this economy, Obey is in a position to send themselves right into match point. With Sujay having the Empress available, it's pretty much in the bag.
Yeah, and this is really Obey's round to lose here. They just need to figure out how they can fight together and not get disrupted by the utility of Seekers. Obey Super Monkey's going to take down that Killjoy turret right off the gate here and post up for a top mid peak. Yuki gets up into this Frid position, and a lot of emphasis on trying to take this mid control here. Super Monkey trying to get some easy taps or lucky taps through the wall there. Gonna jump spot and see one close, and Cloudburst is going to go down to fake the fallback.
Teleport's going out, trying to keep Super Monkey on his toes. The flash does not hit him either, so he's going to just be resting his way here in the market, just chilling out, pulling off the angle, deciding he doesn't want to take any intense fights. Scarecrow, on the other hand, is going to come in with rage and is going to get rid of a player onto the site, but Sujay says, hey, you're good for one, I'm going to be good for two. Jack says, that's pretty cute, but I'm going to even up the Asian score here and now, and I'm going to, you know what, put us ahead, might as well. The Vandal gets picked up, and Seekers, which were slated to lose the round, now have a bit of equipment to work with here on the post plant. Super Monkey goes in with the spray and gets his tailwind to move out, but Yuki with the spray down, not even picking up one of the rifles on the floor, says, hey, I'm good for two, folks. Don't worry about it. We're going to come up to the double digits. It's 10 to 11. Seekers really closing these gaps that are being created by Obey Alliance.
Yeah, Obey Sujay there, baiting his teammate, not giving them the comm that they could just walk in like that, and Scarecrow just gets the easy tap on the side of Black Moose, and there's no way that Sujay was going to get more than two there, getting collapsed both from Cat and from A-Main at the exact same time. Very close round, but it should have not been this close in the first place.
1 for 1 on each team. Scores are going to even up. Obey now here on a little bit of an awkward pie. Sultanate making his way upwards into the double stack. Perhaps ready, waiting for a peek, because here goes the Tasmanian Tiger to make some space, and there we go. Sultanate does swing, realizes nothing is there to be made, and says, you know what, why don't we just head to B? We realize that they're fully stacked because they counted the utility. They could hear the Killjoy, they could hear what's going on with Sova, they understand the Astra Stars are there, and they saw Reyna. So Seekers are going to go ahead and make this quick decision, move all the way around the map as quickly as possible. The best they can do is maybe catch Sultanate, Soba here, and we see a fight breaking out. It is Sultanate coming out on top. Obey Sworn's good for one, but Sultanate good for two. Again, Seekers coming out, making these beautiful trades, and Sultanate in an amazing position to deny everything in terms of positioning. Territory is taken.
Now it's just down to Sujay with the frenzy, and this is not a very doable thing to do. It's going to need to get a kill, and no heals or dismisses available either, so I'm going to say it, and Seekers are going to win this round cleanly, and it's going to be an 11-11 with 15 seconds remaining.
And we're not even going to let those 11 seconds pass. Sultanate says, I'm thirsty for some kills. I'm going to put my name on that jersey, and I'm going to put on top fragger with it as well. That's what he's trying to say to everyone here watching at home. He's making a show of this stream.
Yeah, nice play there, Sultanate. Just peeking out, very long angle, difficult to fight against with pistols, excuse me. Super Monkey going for the operator once again. I really like this. The Odin and the Op combo. Very expensive guns, but high risk, high rewards is what I like to see here. And We'll see if it finds any impact this time around.
Black Moose is going to get a little bit of information. Spots one, maybe here's the second. So that's going to be a lot of useful information going out to his team. But Yuki, the first pick against Obey's Duelist again. And it feels like that's the reason why Obey is losing these rounds, is just giving off these first initial picks. And now Yuki has the Seekers in hand, can even opt to use them. And we hear that get fired off here now in the mid lane from B Tiles. And again, more and more information. Seekers really snowballing everything that they have. Black Moose, however, is going to punish Scarecrow for going for the orb. He has at least that under complete lockdown.
Yuki, great timing lurk here. Is going to go towards glass. Are they aware? Oh, he's going to try to find one, but the trigger discipline tries to play it very safe. And Soba covers the timing and the positioning just in time to save their offer. Now it's a 4v3 situation. Cyborg looking for some spams on Heaven from Hell.
Bam's coming through, positions being held. Sultanate, no, you cannot drop that fight. It's a 2 versus 4. The rest of the Seekers on site are desperately seeking for a way to come out on top in this round. Cyborg is able to find one, able to find two, but Sworns has sworn that he will win this round, take his team to match point, and end this tournament with an Obey Alliance win. They're finally, they can see the finish line. They can grasp it, touch it, smell it. If they're feeling a little bit weird, perhaps even lick it, but they are there right close, and all they have to do is secure round 24.
But we shouldn't count Seekers out just yet. Seekers just played a big 14-12 victory, so they're not unfamiliar with this territory. They have been down like this before, and they have the econ to work with. 2 ultimates as well, and this looks like more likely going to be ending as a B take with the Omen ult and probably with the Sova ult as well. Killjoy locked down on the other side for Sworns, though, so the Hunter's Fury might need to be saved for that situation. Other than that, just a Cosmic Divide that would be useful for a retake, and the Reyna ult as well, just to go for some more duels and have more dismisses and devours as well.
Yuki again making a signature place for himself out of the B tiles, is working to control mid. A lockdown by the attacking side here in the Seekers is the last ditch attempt to make a play happen. Sujay is going to be playing on the Heaven corner that is not covered, and he notices that a Jet tailwind's in, but is not enough. Noticing is not enough. You have to find the kill. No, Sultanate retaliates. He says, I'm tired of this. I need this round. Seekers coming in on top of post plant with 5 of their players against Obey's 4. And they're going to get even information about who's up in Heaven. This is not a great place to be if you're Obey Alliance, but no, they're about to swing things around with this lockdown. No! The Hunter's Fury to cancel it. The action just keeps pouring on and on and on. Yuki with that cat play. The late lurk pays dividends. It's 3-5, 2-5. Obey's numbers are dwindling as we speak. Make it none to 5. Seekers, you brought it up to overtime again. They did it in their last round against Texas A&M Maroon. They're scoring. They're yearning to do it again here against Obey Alliance. They want this win. They won't let the pressure get to them.
Seekers, amazing play here, saving that Hunter's Fury. Nice position from Sultanate there. The one that finds the entry as well, and also able to close out the rest of this round. It's just Obey just not being disciplined there, and Sujay just trying to make a hero play to take that 1v1 onto Sultanate. When Sultanate does use the Cloudburst, dashes in, the whole team could have been behind Sultanate there. So Sujay in that position is just playing a high risk, high reward solo play, and that's going to cost them the round, and Seekers punish accordingly.
Let's talk about punishes. Those shockers coming out for a little bit of early damage are going to hit Super Monkey hard. And it's a matter of him making something happen before his life ends. He's 2 body shots away from perishing. He does! It is the through the wall shots, the wall bangs onto Scarecrow because of the dart, and Sworn's good for 1 as well. Look at the way Obey Alliance is just maneuvering here on the attack. Seekers really can't find their ground when it comes to the defense. Obey Alliance just too quick, and the utility available to them for the post plant as well is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, Sujay Gonna be doubled up lane with Super Monkey. There's 2 of them here. It's gonna be a hard fight there, and Super Monkey gets the first 2 there. 3 whips the knives onto Jax, but they know exactly where the player is, and it got a lot of damage off. Jax now sitting at 11 HP. This is not very doable, and it's gonna be Obey Alliance once again on the tournament point, 13-12, and all they have to do is win 1 defense round.
The finish line, yet again, a very familiar scenario. But maybe they won't get comfortable enough to lick it this time. Maybe they'll be a little bit calmer here. They're thirsting for it, though. They're right here, and they just need to hold on to the defense. I know they're talking to Sujay. I know they're looking at him and going, listen, man, we get it. We get it. Just don't get picked off first here. We understand you're ready to go. You're rolling. You're scheming for a win, but we just need you alive. We can't drop a first pick the way we've been doing.
And looking at the setup now, it's going to be the Killjoy utility towards A. That's the heavy switch setup. That's actually one of the setups that one of my teams runs, and it's very, very strong. It's the Astra Suck on top of the Killjoy utility, and once you step in it, there's no stepping out. At the exact same time, they've got a stack towards 3B, and they have lots of players towards mid when it comes to Seeker, so they're going to know that it might be a B take. They're going to hear that teleport from Cyborg, and this mid control allows Seekers to dance around. This is a very optimal position for Seekers.
The problem is if they're aiming for A, it's a Killjoy Astra stack, and that's a lot of utility to be wary of, to be fearful of even. When you got someone like Yuki who's been consistently making some first picks, making some room with that guiding light, maybe it's not all too bad. Oh, the footsteps are resounding. Soba goes for the gravity well, tries to make something happen, but isn't seeing anything on the scoreboard. It's Sworns' turret that finishes the job. Sworns, the main body, finding Yuki. Black Moose here onto heaven. It is a win for Obey as they pick off Seekers 1 by 1. Ladies and gentlemen, 14-12. Obey Alliance, they are your winners. Congratulations for winning the TSMU VALORANT Open, the very first of its kind. They're going to walk home with the Logitech G Pro X wireless headsets and some custom jerseys. Bowser, it was an amazing match. What do you got to say?
Yeah, thank you once again to Logitech G for sponsoring this event and making everything that's happened today possible. Without them, we wouldn't have the headsets to provide to the players. We wouldn't have what we have to run the stream even. And Logitech G, thank you guys once again for being the awesome and amazing sponsor, providing us with all of the prizing. And thanks again to TSM FDX as well for TSMU for running this event and making everything possible and allowing us to do the awesome stuff that we do and providing the stream to the rest of the players and showing off the amazing talent that we have that TSMU has and in the open tournament. So I want to say a quick thank you to everyone that's provided to the tournament. And there's more people that I'd like to thank as well, but Ashkan, you've also been here the longest with me. You've been here the whole day. So thank you for being an awesome co-caster here as well.
No, thank you, Bowser. I think we want to